to another car
ride chat. Juicy.
Today we are gonna do. All right. First of all, we are riding from Orlando to Miami, Florida. It's about a 4-hour drive.
We have a lot of time.
We got a lot of time, and so what we are gonna do. We are gonna do the couples and money tag. Okay. So I am getting these questions off of Shayna's channel, The Wealth Vibe, where she actually did this video a little while ago. I don't know where we were in our relationship at the time, but we someplace good now. We even have our own channel, as y'all can see, and so we are going to talk about these questions now. I don't even remember what these questions are, so we've certainly never talked about these questions before that we know of.
I don't even know none of the questions.
Exactly. So we are going to see. I think this is super important, but let me ask y'all a question. Keep this in mind. How soon do you think couples should discuss things like money and finances? What do you think?
Well, in the beginning, I guess.
But what's the beginning? Like if you meet somebody and you're dating for a month, should you talk about all your money?
No. I think you should talk about it when, like, what are we doing with each other?
Okay.
Are we dating?
Mm-hmm.
Get to that point. Are we dating? Or, this is just a fling. I want something serious.
Yes.
I want something more,
Yeah. I know for me, like, I don't think that when I'm first dating somebody, we need to discuss our money and finances. It's none of my business. It's none of your business. But like you said, I think that when you feel like the relationship is going in a more serious direction, you definitely should not avoid having money conversations. But I also think that money, just like success, leaves clues. So even if you don't have the verbal conversation, you can kind of see what somebody's money habits are by their spending patterns, by, you just can kind of see. You can tell if somebody seems like they're struggling with their money or if they're not struggling with their money, if they just spending, pulling out a credit card all willy-nilly. So just pay attention and be mindful, I think. Now, the good thing about answering these questions is we didn't make them up, so we don't know what they're saying. So it can't be like, oh, I designed this question just to get in his business, or he designed the question just to get in my business, right?
Man.
So here we go. The first question is, when we first started dating, what were your first impressions about my financial habits?
Your financial habits.
Yeah, what were your first impressions? Based off of whatever clues you can gather or whatever. I don't even know. I can answer the question first.
Okay.
Because I think I have an answer. My first impressions about your financial habits when we first started dating, I felt like they were good. You know why? A, he never put out credit cards. You always used a debit card whenever you were paying for stuff.
Okay.
So to me, that kind of meant like, oh, he has some money in a bank that, set aside or whatever, and he's not just relying on credit. And then also, remember about 3 days after we met, you went and bought like a $300 and something plane ticket to come see me.
Yes.
Without warning. So once again, and he did it with his debit card. So once again, it made me feel like, oh, he had some savings built up or whatever. So that was my first impression about you as far as money goes.
Well, it was all about your channel, fun and budget. So I know you was a person that would budget your money, and you are pretty much need a break. I don't know. Like, I knew you was a person that know how to deal with your debt, your what you call it?
Handling my finances.
Handling your finances.
And the reason why he knew about my channel is not because I brought it up. It's because my mother brought it up when we were there. She was like, "Oh, let's watch your channel." Yes. And so that's why it's like,
all about saving, living this fabulous life on a budget. I'm like, oh, that's good. She knows how to, spend.
All right. Oh, question number 2. And there's 15 questions, guys. Question number 2. Should couples go Dutch or should one person pay for the dates? Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm always knowing. My thing is I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it until she decides to be like, no, don't worry, I got this one.
Yeah.
So I'm always. I feel like in the beginning, it's not a question, it's not a doubt. I'm gonna pay for it, and we do a tug of war, then we see who wins at the end. So.
All right, guys. So we've been dating almost a year now. It's September. Our year will be in November. And as of now, 10 months? 10 months, he is always trying to pay. What I do feel like in the beginning, when you first go on dates, I feel like the guy should pay. If the woman asks the guy out for a date, that's a little bit of a gray area, because technically whoever asks the other person out should pay. So that's a gray area. But I do feel that if I asked you out and you accept it, if you just sit back and relax and kick up your shoes and relax your feet and let me pay and don't even make an effort to pay, I'm gonna look at you kind of funny. It's a double standard, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm gonna look at you funny because I do think that the guy should pay. But Jay does pay, but we do get in tug of wars because sometimes I do try to pay and he try not to pay. So sometimes I have to hurry up and pay. And a good case in point was we was just in freaking Target the other day, right? Yes. And I was buying my own stuff, like I picked up some flip flops or whatever. He negotiated with me about what he will allow me to pay for. I'm like, but I picked these things up, so therefore they're my purchases. But he ended up paying for them anyway. So, yeah. All right. Are you a spender or a saver? Question number 3.
I'm all over the place. I'll admit it. So I'm all over the place. Not at this moment, no. I'm just trying to get it. I'm trying to be careful what I spend my money on.
Yeah.
Is it valuable? Is it good? Is it, like going on trips and seeing Tinesha and doing things with Tinesha, and saving in the back end also. In other areas, rainy days, in case you, in case you lose your job, in case of emergency funds, pretty much.
Yeah. And I'm a saver. Most definitely, I'm a saver.
Super saver.
And I'm not just a saver of my money. I'm a saver of everybody's money. I'm trying to save his money. I don't care. We saving. We was at what was Hot and Juicy seafood boil place yesterday. And he is like, let's go for it. And I'm like, oh, heck no. Pull out the calculator. I had a calculator at the table. Like, if we order this. I'm trying to put together combos of, yeah, I'm a saver. I don't care whose money we spending.
She's good at that.
Question number 4. Do you prefer generic or name brand goods?
I'm like a name brand.
Same.
I'm like a name brand, but I'll switch it up.
Yeah.
Nowadays, but when I was younger, I was nothing but name brands. But I'm getting out of that name brand stuff, because there's a lot of good clothes out there,
No, see, you're thinking clothes. I'm not thinking clothes. I'm thinking like a grown up. So I'm not thinking clothes. I'm thinking about products and food.
Oh, name brand.
See, so that's so funny because you say with clothes you want name brand. With clothes I can be generic. Okay. So that's so funny. We the opposite. But when I'm thinking about food and products,
girl, it's different. Like for girls and guys, it's different. It's a different thing. It's a different ballgame.
Yeah. So with food and products though, I'm definitely name brand. Like, don't bring me the generic Oreos. I want real Oreos.
I'm different. I'm generic. I'm whatever. Yeah. I'll eat me some public Oreos.
It don't taste the same. And I'm the same way with products too. Like, unless somebody really co-signs for a product that's not the brand product, I am going with the brand product. I'm getting Windex and not glass cleaner.
Oh, I'll go whatever.
Yeah. When should you discuss finances with someone you're dating? And we kind of talked about that already. We kind of felt like you should do it when the relationship looks like it's going to be serious.
Yes.
Yeah. So, number 6. How did we differ financially? How do we differ financially from exes in the past? I have an answer for that. Now that I have my channel, The Fun and Budget Act, where I openly discuss my finances in pretty much every video and everything I do, I feel like I'm more open with you. You're the first person that I've actually had this level and this depth of financial communication.
Yeah, she had me on punishment. She told me I cannot watch her financial videos. And
when
I
we
did
first
it.
met.
And I did it.
Yeah.
And I actually did it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I did it. I would like it and won't even look at it.
My baby is so cute. Because when we first met, we didn't discuss like how much do I make, how much do you make. We didn't talk about those things. I wanted him to have his privacy and me, and I didn't want him to be intimidated by all of that. I am.
Yes.
So I was like, you can't watch those videos, and he actually did not. Oh, I know that we're losing like. No, it's right here.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, guys, so I do feel like, but this is the first time, because it's not even about you all the way. It's actually, this is the first time in my own life that I've ever taken my finances as serious as I'm taking them and paying attention. Like, I was always good not spending money, but I never really paid attention for real. Like, I didn't keep up with my numbers like that for real.
Yeah, so you was just trying to save as low as possible.
I was saving, but I wasn't really tracking. Yeah. And I really didn't have a plan, like a game plan with it all. Now, what about you? What about exes in your past? Is there anything different about our financial conversations or habits or whatever?
No, I think we're pretty much straight out of it. It's nothing.
Also, because he's been in a relationship for 13 years, so clearly in a 13-year relationship, your finances are going to be intermingled and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
it was a little out of hand, and I wasn't doing it correctly. You live and learn.
Yes, we live and learn. Number 7, when were you taught about money growing up, and did that go into choosing a mate? I have an answer.
Go ahead.
I wasn't taught about money growing up verbally, but I paid attention to money growing up because I've always been a money girl. So even as a little kid, I paid attention to how my grandparents would conduct their finances, how my parents would conduct their finances. And I made my own mental notes about what I wanted and didn't want with my own relationship with money. Like, for instance, with my grandparents, something simple. Whenever they ran out of something like milk or bread, they would just go to the store and buy more milk or bread. With my mother and father, if we ran out of milk and bread, we were just out of milk and bread. We could not afford to go to the store and get more milk and bread. So for me, I always looked at wealth. I was like, ooh, one day I'm going to be rich. And to me, rich meant being able to go to the store and buy milk and bread when you need it. Not, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have to think about it. It was something that simple that I strove for. And so therefore, when it came to choosing a mate, finances are super important to me, guys. I could not see myself marrying somebody who had like a gambling issue or some sort of financial issue where they were just gonna waste money or make me lose my money. That had been a fear of mine. And it probably kind of still is, where I'm not really a big believer in mixing finances. Ooh, we getting deep now.
Well, with me, on my end, nobody ever taught me how to save or anything like that. And I knew about money. It's just, if you want it, you gotta make the money to get it. So I was always independent, and my mom didn't really give me anything that I can remember. My grandmother, she used to give me stuff, every week she used to give me money. But then,
like an allowance.
Well,
but you
not an allowance.
You didn't have to do nothing for it.
No, try to look cute.
Spoiled.
I just had to be a grandson.
Abuela spoiled him.
But that's not my fault.
Yeah.
That's how I was raised. I was raised like that.
He didn't grow up with a sense of lack.
No.
Like, you always, like, if you want it.
We didn't come from a rich family either.
Yeah.
But it was always food on the table. There was always shelter. My grandmother was very stable, that to the very end, she lived where I can remember since I was a kid. Like, she never moved. Like, she was very stable. She had her money. She would go on her trips. Nothing luxury or anything like that, but she'll do things, and she won't do so much things. But that was who was in the house with me.
He was raised by his grandma.
By my grandmother. So, you know, that's all I seen. You know, she'll go to a little bingo, she'll have her money, and she'll always have money, and she'll always have food.
Yeah.
that was never a doubt. There was never a day that I know that we were scared that we didn't have money.
Yeah, and for me, it was the opposite. The struggle was real in my family.
Yeah, I didn't.
There were days where we didn't have food.
They protected me on that. I don't know if that was a good thing, but you know, or they kept it away from me knowing.
But you see, this is why I also say it's important for you to talk to Giselle, because I feel like, and Giselle's his daughter, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like you said, you didn't really know one way or the other. You just knew it was there.
Yes.
And I feel like Giselle's the same way. She just know it's there.
Yeah. And you know why? We teach her how to save her money and buy her things, and you know, little by little.
Because that girl would be like, y'all, I found an iPhone for $700. Why can't you just go get it? It's on sale. Like, girl, you know, $700 is still a lot of money, right? She's like, well, don't you make like $15,000 a day?
But you gotta,
not yet.
You gotta give her the benefit of the doubt. She ain't trying to get the high ticket price. She's trying to get something on a discount.
She do look for sales. She do. She be searching for a deal. She do. That is true. She has high end taste. And ain't nobody trying to take that away from her. Yes. I'm just saying, I feel like with all of us, like sometimes we don't have those conversations with our kids when it comes to money, because we feel like, A, that's a boring topic, or you know what, like, you know, like that doesn't apply to them. You know, but I don't know. I think there's little ways that we can start bringing up money things for children. I'm not quite sure how, because I'm not sure if I ever did it with Andre. You know what I mean? Like, as he was older, yes, but when he was younger and coming up, I'm not sure how that went.
She was on the grind.
All right, next question. How did you feel about having a financial conversations with me early in our relationship and sharing salaries and stuff? How did you feel about that?
I was like, you know, it is what it is, you know. You know, whatever. You know, I'm not in the best place. I'm not in the worst place. So, you know, it was comfortable. It is what it is. It's a conversation, and you know, it's better off than to let it all out and to not hide anything, because that's lying, and I don't believe in lying. Little lies, I believe little lies turn into big lies. So if it's a little lie, I'll take it as a big lie, because it can turn out to a big lie.
Yeah. So and my thing is, early on he shared his money with me because we were going over his budget and stuff together.
I gave it to her all.
I know. And then remember, I was like, I said, is this a month or a week? What is this? And you're like, I would. Yeah. And then, like I was saying before, I didn't have a problem sharing information with him. I just didn't want him to feel some kind of way about whatever our financial differences were. You know what I mean? I didn't want him to feel, I don't know, guys, because sometimes you hear that men have a problem with women who earn more than them. And then sometimes and it has been my experience that even when a man says he doesn't have a problem, he deep down inside, subconsciously, he does. And I ran into that in dating situations plenty of times. Number 9, who is the most responsible with money between us? Duh. I'm the most responsible with everybody, with all my friends. I'm that girl. So what's one thing you wish I didn't do financially or think I could do better?
Better? I don't know. I think you're on the target. You know, you're good.
Yeah.
You're on the green.
Yeah.
You know? And you are doing what needs to be done. You know?
Yeah.
So what about me?
You know what? Honestly, I feel the same way about you. Believe it or not. And that's because maybe when we first started dating, you had different mindset about money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But your mindset has really shifted and changed. And I would say the same thing. I think you're good because, y'all, he do his budget, y'all. He be updating his every dollar app. I don't even say nothing. He be like in it.
That thing.
Getting receipts.
That thing got me.
Yeah.
Good. Like, it got me, you know, where I'm at right now, you know?
Yeah.
And in the future, it's going to be ridiculous. It's
Exactly.
knowing where you're going with your money, knowing where your money's going, you know? Direction. It's like a GPS. Like, you don't even have to worry about it.
That's my baby.
You know, after you learn your every dollar, that's it. You don't have to worry, oh, I'm spending too much. No.
Oh, yeah, am I going to have enough? Oh,
Yeah,
man, I went over.
Over, you know,
So, yeah, so I would say, baby, with everything you do, because not only does he have his day job, he got his side hustles too to bring in more income into his life. And he manages it all. So I can't say, oh, you should do something different. I don't see you out there splurging. You know what I mean? Like, even if you feel like you ate out too much. But at the same time, I feel like it's understandable because you're at work practically 24 hours. You know what I mean? Like, he worked. Like, he got to be to work at 6:30 in the morning. So that means he got to leave for work about 5:30. That means he got to get up about 4 something in the morning, and then he go to work, and then he get off of work, and he go and he drive Uber to like about midnight. And then he also has his own company where he cleans office buildings, and he does that in between the moments. Then he will go and iron clothes and wash clothes and he be trying to meal prep.
And we launched this channel.
And he talked to me all the daggone time.
And I'm on the process of opening my own
another business.
E-commerce business.
Yep, e-commerce.
So
that's my thing. Think about it. With all of that, and he still talks to me all the time. He communicates. He never says he's too busy for me. He never says he ain't got time or he's tired. I'm the one who always saying that.
Well, we did cut the business hours at the hospital conversations a little bit.
Oh yeah, because
I was getting carry away.
Yeah. Because he loves. Yeah.
I got a lot of haters.
He got haters.
Nah,
let your haters make you greater.
It's not haters. It's not haters.
But so I'm saying that's why I say, so if you spend money feeding yourself, oh well.
Yeah, and it's not like I go to these 5-star restaurants. You know?
He don't, because like I told you, he be trying to meal prep.
I'll meal prep.
And I be like,
I'll do a meal prep. It's just that sometimes, you know, if I miss that day, it's hard to catch up. You know,
but I'm like, can you go to sleep, man? Like, I'm tired just thinking about it. And he is always happy. Like, he never complains. I'm like, how are you so happy? Like, he be sounding like he got energy. What does retirement look like to you?
I have retirement plan with my job, and I'm a little behind, but you know, there's room to catch up.
Yeah,
so working on that.
And same here. You guys watch my channel, so you see what I'm doing. Well, no, some of you may not watch my channel. If you don't, are we over here? Eye in the Sky. Eye in the Sky. Check out my channel, The Fun and Budget Act. But my retirement plan, I am already my net worth is already over $500,000. I will have a paid off home, and I will have at least $1 million or more in my retirement plan. And we'll see what happens. That's where we at with that. All right, number 12. What is your credit score? When he met me, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was like in the 7 something, like 750 or something.
It dropped because it just dropped because I went through a hardship.
No, don't try to blame it on me either. I told him with his credit cards, I said, you don't have to make the minimum payment. Like the whole, I said you can make your payments, like make some of your payments or whatever. He started sending them $20. I did not say that. Like, who? $20? No, that is you not making your payments. So we should have talked a little longer on that. So his credit score dropped. But guess what, y'all? I don't care, because I'm not
everything cash.
Yeah, exactly. I believe in paying everything cash anyway, and I believe that credit and credit scores are just a freaking game, guys. My credit score was like 534 when I bought my $600,000 home. Okay, And I bought it and I got like a 5% interest rate when I bought it at that credit score.
I can't believe I did that.
I know. That's when I knew that credit and credit scores was nothing but a game, and it's the company's way of charging you more for their service. Like if they can charge you a higher interest rate, they make money off of credit scores. So with that being said, my credit score is an 876. Ooh. I'll get credit for both of us. We don't need y'all. I got us.
I'll get there.
He will. How much debt do you have? I'm debt free, minus my home.
I'm in debt.
Do you want to tell how much?
How much?
Or do we want to make that a whole nother video?
No, it's just a question.
Or okay, go ahead.
Yeah, probably like give or take like 60.
About 60,000. That includes your car and stuff. Okay, so he's about 60,000. And also with the car that we're in now is, what is this, a 2018 or 2019? What is
19.
This? So this is a 2019. Y'all, he just got another car. He just got this car. So what's the why motivating your financial goals? My why is freedom. I like being fiscally free. I like not owing anybody anything so that I can play with my money, so that I can just play on this planet. And I always say, afford to take opportunity. When something pops up, sometimes people can't even afford to do it, whether it's a good deal or a okay deal, simply because every dollar matters to make their ends meet. So my financial why is always being able to afford to take up opportunity. I'm going to be the first person in my family to see a lot of things. And that means I'm going to be the first person to actually have a retirement plan. I'm going to be the first person to have a paid off home. I'm the first person who is debt free. So there's just a lot of firsts that I'm excited to see. What's your financial why?
To be free. To be free, to do what I want to do, have more time to myself and to my loved ones, and just enjoy, not spending too many hours working,
Yeah, knowing that you don't have to hustle just to pay the bills.
And spend your time with something else. Trade it for something else,
Number 15, and the last question on this is, ideally, how would you like to handle finances when you're married? And this is like, do you want a separate account, joint accounts, 50-50, or percentage-based contribution? That whole thing.
Like right now, I'm working my way to be debt-free, and I'm planning to do that before I get married. Just to show Tinesha that I can handle and I can make good decisions. Because she makes good decisions also. So just to have that comfort zone, and when the day comes, we'll know what's the answer.
Yeah.
We understand each other.
Yes.
So we'll talk about it, and what's the moment, what's playing it out. That's what's gonna be.
Yep. Figure out what's best for our relationship.
Yeah, what's best for our relationship.
So thank you guys, and thank you Shanna of the Wealth Vibe for having this on your channel and letting us borrow these questions. These were some awesome questions, and thank you everybody for watching. And if you're not already a member of our family, please subscribe, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up, because it really helps YouTube with the ratings of our videos and what they actually promote and put out there for other people to hopefully discover us.
Right.
And if you have any comments, y'all, let's talk about it below. All right, y'all. Peace.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just